Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Escape Pod. Thank you for escaping with us. That's Andrew. I'm Alex.
And as always, with great power comes great Guardians ability.
Because Guardians of the Galaxy just came out. We're doing a review for it.
But first,
I
have a story.
I wasn't prepared for this story.
Yes. You have no idea what this is. I just wanted to tell everyone a story real quick. But we ended up cutting this story out of the episode, actually, and we're going to put it on Patreon. So if you want to go find out what my story is, it's a very embarrassing story. I do something very terrible and bad. And if you want to hear me talk about it, then go to the Patreon. You get extra bonus episodes there. You get behind the scenes content. You get direct access to us. Link is in all of the descriptions. But let's just go ahead and jump straight to the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 review.
Well, we just saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is like a week after we filmed the episode.
Yep.
You saw it a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it twice now?
I've seen it twice.
I've seen it once. Saw it like 2 days ago when it came out, like a normal person, because I'm not very famous. Sorry. We're going to do our usual. We have not spoken about this, not whatsoever.
He
posted a review. He posted something on the Discord. He posted something on the Discord. I haven't seen none of it. I got no idea what you think of this movie.
Ditto. I'm scared.
I'm ready. Are we going to do the
3, 2, 1,
Yep.
and then we rank it out of
say
10?
Our score out of 10, correct.
Okay, and then we will... You want to count it down?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
9 out of 10.
I don't know. I am between 8 out of 10 and 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I need you
Okay.
and the audience to help me decide
I'm
my
here
score.
for you, baby. I'm here for you, baby.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
I think that this is a mostly rough movie. Like the way there's just a lot of issues with it and everything.
Okay.
Very similar to my experience with Avengers Endgame. But when this movie is great, it is spectacular.
Yep.
It is some of the best stuff in the MCU.
Yep.
I was constantly throughout the movie, I was very underwhelmed by the first scene. And we will get into Adam Warlock later, but that's when
Okay.
Adam Warlock just comes and attacks them at nowhere, out of nowhere.
So we'll do non-spoiler for a minute and then do spoilers.
Very smart.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Go see it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about it non-spoilerly for a second.
Yeah.
You're still deciding between 8 and 9.
Yes.
You're
You're definitely
a solid
9 out
9.
of 10.
I thought that after my first screening, I definitely think that after my second. I like it even more probably after my second.
Okay.
I did not cry the first time I watched it.
Wow.
I cried the second time.
Wow. I cried probably 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, very emotional movie.
Yes.
And like you said, when it's good, and there's a lot of good in this movie.
Yes.
It's
spectacular.
It's knocked
It's
it out of the
spectacular.
park.
It's spectacular.
Yep.
But you do understand what I'm saying. It is messy. Okay.
We'll have to get into that.
We'll have to get into it.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was like ready to, if you like this movie, obviously it's an 8 or 9. That's
do.
good. If you didn't like this movie, I would not have been ragey, funny.
It would have broken your heart.
Up, Andrew, like this, like I actually probably would have cried.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those movies that like is so needed, especially for Marvel, and so good and so refreshing and just such an experience that like it's one of those that you just want to have fun and talk about with your friends.
Yes.
You know, so I'm glad we can love it, and if we need to nitpick it, we can nitpick it together.
I would like to nitpick a little bit. But overall, it's a fabulous movie. Go see it in theaters.
Spoiler time?
Yeah, spoilers.
All right.
But I'm glad we're pretty much
Clink.
on the same page.
All right.
So I have this movie pretty much where I have Endgame. I like this movie about as much as I like Endgame. I think Endgame's a little long. I didn't feel that way about this movie. I don't think this movie's a little long.
Right.
But Endgame is a movie, I have always said, Endgame is a bad movie with spectacular moments.
Okay.
And the spectacular moments, Endgame's an 8 out of 10 for me. It's the same thing with this movie. I just think this movie is a tad stronger. I think the weaknesses of Guardians are better than the weaknesses of Endgame. But I think the spectacular in Endgame is the same or better than this movie. That's why I'm having trouble deciding whether I like it better than...
Okay. Do you want to go through the positives or negatives
Endgame.
first? Let's go through the negatives. Go through what makes you think it's a little bit weak.
I really was underwhelmed by the intro.
Okay.
I thought that the introduction to every character, whether it was a reintroduction or an introduction, was bad.
Okay, why Adam Warlock though? I thought that was great.
You have not read any comics.
No, he's not as powerful as he needs to be. Is that what you're going to say?
he certainly isn't as powerful as he needs to be. They certainly nerfed him, but that's fine. We're going to get into this because you just brought it up, so I'll just get into this. Adam Warlock, I have a dear friend of mine. I've spoken about him many, many times on the podcast. He is my comics expert friend. Okay. Adam Warlock is his favorite superhero character of all time. Of all time. Better than Batman, better than Spider-Man, everything like that. The Guardians 2 after credit scene was the most excited he's ever been.
Yeah.
When
Adam. Right? And it shows the cocoon.
This movie butchers Adam Warlock to a degree that like surpasses John Krasinski as Reed Richards in Mom. Like way worse. It's like if Adam Warlock was an A-list character, the way that they butchered like the Mandarin, you remember in Iron Man 3 when everybody had a conniption about that?
What about Taskmaster in Black Widow?
Yeah, but Taskmaster isn't even like an A-list character like that, and they still had a problem with it. Like if Adam Warlock was a more famous character, the internet, what they did to him, the internet would be in a storm. You have to consider.
Get more specific.
There are 9 characters all time in movies and comics that have wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. 9. I'll read them to you. I have them all here.
Okay.
Thanos, A-list. Iron Man, A-list. Hulk, A-list. Captain America, A-list. Black Panther, A-list. Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, A-list. Doctor Doom, A-list. The only 2 characters that aren't A-list is Nebula in the original Infinity Gauntlet comic, and that's because she's Thanos' daughter. It's a huge moment in that comic. And Adam Warlock. Like, he's up there. He's a great character. In the comics, he's the one that has the Soul Stone. So in Guardians 2, when they were introducing him, I thought that's how they were going to introduce the Soul Stone. Like, they just took him. It's just not Adam Warlock. The way he's a child and everything, that's just not Adam Warlock. He is created by the High Evolutionary. That's accurate. And the High Evolutionary is the one that gives him the Soul Stone. But everything else.
What did you think about their, like, cop-out answer of being like, well, you took him out of the cocoon early?
Dumb. Bad.
Not helpful.
Bad. And I'm not saying he wasn't funny, and I didn't dislike him. And I like Will Poulter a lot, and I think that was a good casting.
I think he did a good job.
I just like, and I don't have the love for Adam Warlock that my friend does.
Right.
I know my friend's gonna hate this movie because of it. Like,
that's fair.
Like, so I don't like that. Didn't ruin the movie for me, but that's something that's gonna bother some people.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it would be cool. I do like that they put the line in there that you took him out early to like at least give it some sort of context. Like they're recognizing this isn't the full Adam Warlock that maybe people were wondering or hoping for. But so maybe in the future,
having him be like a full good guy with the Guardians at the end, that's not his character.
Oh, so he's never good fully.
He's like such a bad guy. You know the all powerful guy that they meet at at the end of Thor: Love and Thunder that grants the wish, the Beyonder.
Yes.
He has to step in when Adam Warlock gets the Infinity Gauntlet because he's too dangerous with it. He's like a badass in the comics, and he's just not. Okay. They definitely nerfed it. His powers are way different as well.
I do like that. I've watched it a second time. Obviously, he's nerfed. I knew that. I obviously knew that they changed his character a bit. I have only seen very little about him, so I understand it's not going to bother me as much. And again, he was a funny character, and Will played it well. But I do like the fact that no one beats him. He's nerfed, but no one beats him. Like, Star-Lord blows up the ship, and they think he's dead, and he's still alive. Like, he's still really, really powerful.
But he gets his ass kicked by the High Evolutionary, who's like slamming him into that wall.
That is true. The creator of him, though.
It's fine. I have no problem with the High Evolutionary being super strong. Yeah. So that's something that a lot of people, it's not an issue for me, but that is an issue that a lot of, so I was very unimpressed with the intro. When I was watching it in the theater in the intro, and Adam Warlock's just running around kicking everybody's ass, and we have no idea the context, and we have no idea what's going on, I was just like, what the fuck? And something that we talked about for Quantumania was how good the introduction was for Kang, because they kept saying
you hated it. Oh, you mean?
But him. You build it up. We just see his hand, and it's like, oh, this is good. They're gonna build this up. Yeah. And then he's just a guy in the very next scene, and he's just talking to Aisha.
Yeah, I mean, just because they did well with Kang doesn't mean I think they did bad with High Evolutionary. I think
I'm not saying they did a bad job, but I've seen a lot of people saying he's the top 5 MCU villain. That's wrong. I don't think he's top 10.
Oh, he's definitely top 10.
Really?
The performance was amazing, and if you want pure evil, you got pure evil. They give him good motivation of why he's doing what he's doing. They give him good backstory and a connection with one of the main characters.
Yep.
I think, and I can't. I've seen his name. I can't remember or pronounce it, but I think he does a really great.
Iwujier is his last name.
Yeah. And in terms of Adam Warlock's first scene.
Yep.
I actually really liked it.
Wow.
Because it starts the movie off of like, hey, the Guardians are in danger. Like they're beatable. Like he comes in and literally beats every single one of them.
No, he kicks their ass, yeah.
Right? And given the fact of what we know what this movie is the ending of a trilogy, like we've seen the trailers,
Yep.
we're worried about Rocket, and you start off with Rocket getting thrown through buildings
Yep.
and the med pack not working, and like I'm like, is Drax about to get hurt? Like is Rocket dying right here? Like I was nervous and like sucked in because of that scene right at the beginning. So that's just how I felt about it.
Well, I will say I think that the marketing did a very good job of making us, and all the interviews and everything like that, making it seem that all of them were going to die, because every single fake out death scene is done so well, because every single time I knew Peter was going to die. I knew they were all going to die. So it was really cool that none of them did, right. And they retired and everything like that. Here's something that I would have changed. So here's another con of mine. Okay. One of the strongest parts of the first 2 movies for me, and I know there's not too many things that are strong about the second one for me, obviously.
Right. I will say this third one makes me want to go back and watch the second one and give it another try.
I had the same exact opinion. I walked out of that. I was like, do I need to give Guardians 2 in the holiday special another watch?
Yeah.
Like I was like, this was so good. Like I was like, am I tripping? Right? Yes, yeah. I had the same feeling.
Okay, cool.
But I think it's still going to be
Okay, so we've got Adam Warlock portrayal. I'll give you that. The intro not being super strong. I don't give you that one as much, but what's number 3?
I think one of the strongest parts of the first 2 movies is Gamora and Peter's relationship.
I'll also give you this.
And this being completely absent from the movie. It was just tough. It's not for anybody's fault other than Infinity War, which is, like we've said, it's my favorite MCU movie. But it's like, it's just tough. I just want them to be in love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't really like this Gamora very much. No. She's kind of rude.
Yeah, so
I think it was a fun and interesting change. I like what Zoe Saldana did. I think she gave one of the better performances in the movie. But I just felt myself really, really wanting them to be together the whole time. But let me tell you, I think that I could have made a change to this movie that would have improved this movie drastically and would have made us all feel a little bit of what we wanted. At the end of the movie, Peter goes back, poetic justice, to get his Noom. And he's flying out and he's blowing up and he's going to die. And we're all crying because we think he's going to die. And who saves him? Adam Warlock. Gamora.
Do my finger.
Oh,
yeah. He does that.
Yes, he does the thing.
Yeah.
Gamora. Give her jetpack boots or something. If she would have saved him and put the mask on him the way that he did in the first movie, before they were in love, if she would have gone out there and risked her life for him, just because, and it's not because she loves him the same way that it was in the first movie, it's just she knows all these people love him. I think that would have been an amazing moment to just switch that out. Take that away from Will Poulter. Give that to Zoe Saldana. And then it's like, and boom. And then you don't have to have that weird conversation at the end where they're like, I'm sure we were fun, which was cute.
I like that.
It was cute. But I think that if she would have saved his life and risked her life for him the same way that he risked his life for her, I think it would have been cute.
It would have been a cool,
it would have been
circle. Cute. Yeah. So James Gunn, I just saw an interview with him where, we've talked about how James Gunn has said that Infinity War did some stuff with his characters that he didn't necessarily enjoy. And one of the thoughts was killing off Gamora could have been one of those things. In the interview, he said, obviously, like I talked to Kevin Feige about that, and it wasn't necessarily something that I was expecting, but he said that in Guardians 2, originally the person that saved Peter at the end, instead of Yondu, was Gamora, and he was going to kill Gamora off in Guardians 2. So it wasn't completely out of left field for him. So it's interesting. I think, obviously, huge Peter and Gamora shipper. I really like their relationships in the first 2, and you definitely miss that in the third one. You don't miss it as much as I thought I would. So I will give you that as well, but I think he handled it well enough where we get to see Gamora as she was basically at the beginning of Guardians.
It's 2014 Gamora.
Right, but she grows a little bit, and by the end, you can see her. This is something I noticed in the second one even more. You can see her progression. She starts smiling a little bit more by the end. She's talking to Peter a little bit more. She understands Groot by the end. So like they give her a little bit of character development, and they kind of let you have that glimmer of hope that like, hey, it might still work out for them, especially with that conversation at the end.
What do you think of the Groot ending?
Him saying, "I am Groot, but we understand." Mm-hmm. Yeah,
love it.
Love it. So basically, James Gunn said, that's not him actually verbally saying something different.
I love you guys. That's saying it's us understanding.
Us as the audience.
Because we've spent so much time with him.
We've been with him so long that we understand it now.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
I loved that.
Yeah, great.
All right. Yeah, those are most of my, those are all of my cons. I think that once it gets going though, once we get the first rocket flashback, I was like, oh, this is something. And I kept thinking, I wish we got more of that. And then we keep getting more of that and more of that. My least favorite scenes in the movie are all at the start. I don't really care for them in the different colored spacesuits.
Oh, I freaking love that.
Yeah, I didn't really care.
The only reason, the song and Mantis like floating, I thought it was I liked it even more the second time.
Yeah,
I was laughing.
I was entertained, but it reminded me of Guardians 2 a little bit, where it's like this gorgeous shot, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
And like some of the jokes didn't land for me in that section, but kind of as soon as they take Ratcatcher 2 hostage, that's the actress, by the way. The pink girl is Ratcatcher 2 from the Suicide Squad.
James Gunn, baby.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So as soon as they take her hostage, I was in. I was like,
so good.
Then you get more rocket flashbacks. Every rocket flashback, I was like, I wish we got more of this. And then we keep getting him.
Dude, young Rocket was so like,
shout out Bradley Cooper. What a great performance. Is young Rocket?
He's one of them. I don't think he's all of them. I don't think he's the youngest.
Oh, really?
I thought I saw in the credits that there was a young Rocket that wasn't him.
Oh. But I was told it was a voice modulation thing and it was the same thing as Groot.
Maybe I'm tripping. But so Adam Warlock, and Marvel has a bad habit of doing that to characters sometimes. I'll totally give you that. And yeah, you do miss the Gamora Peter stuff. I think the intro, we're just going to disagree on that.
Yep.
I freaking loved it. You want to go through some positive now?
Yeah, I've got a lot.
Okay.
Every rocket scene was spectacular.
Yep.
The heaven scene is spectacular.
Yeah, I think
it's the best scene in the movie. It's the best scene we've gotten in a while.
I think the pacing of like we get present day and then we're getting a flashback, and like each flashback kind of correlated to what was happening now, and especially at the end where he flies away and you get him running, and then now he's saying I'm not running, and he's going back, and like when he's putting all of the raccoons on him, and then so I think the pacing of all that was really, really good. So flashbacks and emotional stuff for Rocket, great. Like you said, heaven scene, great,
spectacular.
I came up with this is a kind of a side story thing, but I came up with a content idea. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, we're good. Because I liked it so much, I was kind of trying to memorize stuff as I went, because this felt like old Marvel, right? This is how Marvel used to feel all the time, where you come out and you're like, yeah, and like that's why I know, like you and I probably know so much, and like why I do the trivia stuff is because like when I was watching old movies, like I just liked it so much that I wanted to know more about it. Like I want to know that Rocket is 89 P13. Like I want to know the High Evolutionary. I want to know all this stuff. So like I thought about quizzing people right after we get out of movies about what they just watched. Do you know his 3 friends in the cages? You've only seen it once.
I've only seen it once, but it's Teefs is the walrus, Floor is the bunny with the weird mouth, and Lila is
That's correct. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
do you know who plays Lila?
No. James Gunn's wife.
No.
Taking a shot in the dark.
No, it's Linda Cardellini, who plays Hawkeye's wife.
Oh.
And she's in a show called Freaks, and she's the lead of a show called Freaks and Geeks.
Which you love.
Spectacular. I love her.
Yeah, so Rocket, obviously, super positive. I think the music was really, really good. It's a Guardians movie. Obviously, the music's going to be good. The different colored suits, I like the music there. I think it fit. I think, obviously, the dancing at the end just hits home so good with Drax's pause and then him doing this and everyone dancing. There were some other really good moments. What else is positive? You want to talk about the acting?
I don't think there was a bad performance.
That clinked me. Some people stood out, but no one did bad.
I think that everybody really shined. I mean, this is Chris Pratt's best performance in the MCU.
Clink me. I was about to say that.
And he's given some great performances,
Yeah.
but he's phenomenal in this movie. And another con that we didn't go over is I do feel they sidelined him a little bit.
Well,
And
yes.
I think his arc with going back to Grandpa and everything, I just think it's not given enough time. There's a lot of characters, and they all have these different arcs. And obviously, Rocket's arc is spectacular.
Yep.
It's the best in this movie. It's the best in the trilogy. It's one of the best in the MCU.
Yep.
I think Gamora is superb in this, and I think her arc makes sense, and it works in everything. Mantis, when in this movie is she like, oh, I need to be more independent? That just kind of surprised me. Same thing kind of with Nebula. But Drax was spectacular. So I just wish I guess that you have to sideline Chris Pratt, and he got the last two movies.
Yeah, that was my thought.
So it's fine to sideline him because all these guys that got sidelined, they were front and center here.
Yes. And I thought about that. That was one of the thoughts I had because obviously Rocket is a main character here, especially in all the flashbacks. But, and Star-Lord is the main character in the first two. Like we get we're following him as the Guardians are put together in the first one. And then we meet his dad and the whole backstory there. In the third one, it very easily could have been a problem where we don't get any Star-Lord. We don't get any of his charm. We don't get any of his planning. We don't get any of his action. We don't get any of his comedy.
But he's great.
But we do. We don't get as much of it, but he gets to shine. They all do.
He's great.
Drax kills it. Nebula kills it. Mantis, I think, kills it in terms of acting. And then, obviously, Star-Lord, I think Chris Pratt knocks it out of the park. You get his comedy, and when Rocket's dying...
His scream, they show it in the trailer.
But it hits.
when you see the saliva exiting his it's unbelievable.
I'm gonna cry.
It's amazing performance.
And he's saying I'm not losing him. And then that's in tandem with the heaven scene.
It's incredible. I'm telling you, like I said, I think it's the best Chris Pratt performance we've gotten in the MCU.
And are you saying he's not top 10 villain because of the acting or what? Because
No.
the acting.
He's great at acting. I do think he's oversold a little bit. I think that Marvel has gotten into a habit of having excellent actors play roles in the MCU, and all of a sudden it's the best villain in MCU history. Christian Bale is spectacular as Gore in Thor: Love and Thunder. He is not a top 10 MCU villain. Just because he's spectacular does not make him a top 10 MCU villain.
So do you think he's spectacular?
I think he's great.
Okay.
I think he's great.
In another episode, we'll do top 10 MCU villains.
Absolutely. I just think the tics and everything, I know that everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, he's so unique because he's got all these tics and everything. And
Tics?
He's like, and he's like doing this.
Well,
and
he's like high strung, yeah.
He's just a lot. Like, I've seen that before. That's Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? It's not so new. Now, the writing is perfect.
His lines.
I don't think that we're giving enough credit to James Gunn here. Everybody's going to give credit to James Gunn because this movie is beautifully shot. First MCU project since No Way Home that I have not a CGI complaint. The CGI across the board was spectacular.
Bro, the first scene where it shows Rocket and the hand reaching out, and then there's a transition from him to old.
Spectacular.
I was like, that's not a real raccoon?
Spectacular.
So good.
Yes, the CGI in this movie was consistently brilliant.
Yep.
There are 2 Adam Warlock flying sequences that look a little wonky, but otherwise it's...
The one where he's trying to go and save his mom?
Yes.
Yep.
A little wonky.
Yeah.
But I think it's partially because of his design. Like with the rocket boots. Why is he flying because of rocket boots? Just make him fly. That kind of bothered me. But, again, yes, the CGI was brilliant in this movie.
What about the scene where his mom's like, show him we mean business?
Hilarious. I really liked that.
And then he's like so proud.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was entertained by him.
And then the little animal is sad. He's like, it's sad. I'm not liking how it's making me feel, actually.
And the animal's fun, and it's cute, and so here we go. Here's my complaint about the movie that is going to make you unhappy.
Okay.
Because I spoke to Soups friend of the show, about this after I saw it, and he said the hallway sequence, the hallway fight where they're all fighting together, is one of the best fight sequences in the MCU. I have a problem with it.
Okay.
It's not what you think. I think that the fight choreography is awesome.
Okay.
And I think them all working together is awesome and everything.
With the music.
Yes.
No, sleep. And they're all walking.
Yes, it's the Beastie Boys song. It's great. I loved everything about it except, and I had the same issue in The Mandalorian. In season 2, episode 7 of The Mandalorian, I have the same issue. This whole movie, we are showing that this happened to Rocket and everybody else against their will. And the people that they're fighting and brutally killing are just weird experiments of the High Evolutionary. And we're killing those guys and then we're saving them after. And it's like,
okay.
In the Clone Wars, even when Order 66 is happening, they make a point. Ahsoka and Rex do not kill any of them.
Yep.
Rex is on stun and she only deflects their blasters. None of them hit them. She's like, I will not be the person to kill them. And I'll
have to go back and see.
It's all experiments. It's all High Evolutionary experiments. And it's like, and then you make the point of like, it's like save everybody. And then they save the weird ugly thing at the end. And oh, you're awesome. Like
Mantis's line there was funny too. Yeah.
But that's what they all are. And
okay, that's fair.
It made me a little. It just made me a little like we're cheering for this. Like the whole point of the movie is like all these people we should feel sad for. And
okay, that doesn't bother me as much, but I definitely see what you're saying. That's a fine. critique.
So I want to talk about a highlight of the movie for me.
Okay,
and it's something that nobody's going to talk about.
Okay,
Cosmo the dog is spectacular. Just spectacular. She's played by an unbelievable actress who is the lead of that Pete Davidson horror comedy from A24 from last year, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She's the lead of that.
She introduced the screening.
I heard. I was very jealous. She is spectacular as Cosmo. I mean, every line. My favorite scene in this movie is obviously the heaven scene. But my real favorite scene in the movie, that's not actually my favorite scene, is the card game. They bring back everybody. It's Kraglin. It's the Weasel dude from
Guardians 1.
Xandar.
Yeah.
It's Howard the Duck has 2 lines and they're hysterical.
Yep.
Just tell her he's a good dog.
I cannot do that when she is in fact not a good dog.
It's so, and her accent is so, and she is.
Even the Russians that sent me into space did not call me bad dog.
It's so good. It's like, all the comedy.
See, this is another thing like that I thought with James Gunn, right? You get a different set of Guardians at the end, right? And it has all the characters and everything. And like, even though they weren't main characters or like Cosmo, they're just such random weird characters. He does such a good job giving them something little that is good. The whole bad dog, good dog thing with Kraglin and Cosmo, you care for Cosmo at the end and you've never really had any time with Cosmo before. Like, he does such a good job, even with the little things. It was really great.
He's spectacular. And how about Michael Rooker coming back?
Yeah.
That shocked me.
Yeah, you gotta have Yondu in there for a second.
Shocked me. I never thought in a billion years would they have brought him back even for a flashback, because they didn't bring him back for the Guardians holiday special. He was animated.
Yeah.
So I thought never in a billion years would they do that. And when I saw Michael Rooker and I see his teeth and your heart, boy, I was like, wow, they really pulled all the stops for this.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Really, really great.
Yeah. So the acting, the pacing, storytelling, the emotion. Yeah, you're gonna cry. You're gonna laugh. The comedy was good. I think we both agree the comedy was better than Guardians 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's because it was less.
But when it was there, it was really good.
Well, there was a moment when Drax is fighting all the guys in the weird suits, and he like just throws somebody, and he just goes, yeah, and I laughed like so hard at that. Like,
yeah, that's another fight scene that was really, really fun.
I loved it. Yeah. I really enjoyed. I also
Mantis jumped. You're a kitty cat.
Mantis, you're hopelessly in love with him.
And Drax just so good. Yeah.
So good. So good. So we haven't talked about 2 major things. And then I think we can wrap it up.
Okay.
They didn't kill anybody.
Correct. What'd you think about that?
Shocking.
Yep.
I'm thrilled.
Okay.
You're not?
I would have been okay with either.
I didn't think I'd be okay with it, but they just nailed it. All right, ending scene. All of them, a couple of assholes, jackasses in a circle. I was bawling my eyes out when they all just started. Oh my gosh. Just.
I think like you said, the Mantis thing about her wanting to be independent, like you don't get enough of that.
No.
But I think all of their motivations for leaving were pretty good.
Well, Nebula, like, I don't think there's any reason for her to become a teacher, but for her to be like, I'm going to start a school. Great.
Yep.
And, when she says...
The Drax line.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I just said to you, I think that Drax had one of the better arcs in this movie.
You weren't born to be a destroyer.
You were
born to be a
father.
dad.
Oh, my... I just freaking just chills. I literally was screaming the For Camarilla speech in there. Like, I was like... For
Camarilla.
And how great that he spoke their language and you never asked.
Beep, beep, boop. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Another
just
funny line.
So good. He's just.
Yeah. So the only thing that took me out of the movie for a second, that was going to be a negative, but then wasn't, was when Star-Lord almost died.
Why'd that take you out of the movie?
Because I thought he was going to die, and I thought they were going to... Yeah, but I thought the climax of the movie was going to be some weird, bloated... Like, that's how he's going to die. Like, if they let him die there, I was literally... It was going to be, like, one of the worst endings. Because, like, if you want him to die, that's fine, but if you do it in this weird, like... You think he's going to make it, and then it's just this, like, weird thing of him, I would have really, really hated that.
Interesting.
But, so I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, if that's how Star-Lord died, I would have been pretty upset. But, yeah, I think that's... Yeah, and obviously the action... Sorry, the hallway scene has that problem. But other than that, amazing, right?
Spectacular.
And... See, okay, I'll say this one more thing. In a good superhero movie... What are you doing?
I'm looking something up.
In a good superhero movie, you should have two things. You should have the well-written... emotional, like storytelling aspect, cinematic, whatever. Like it should actually be a good movie. Then you should also have hero moments. You shouldn't just have hero moments because then it's going to be a bad movie. But you should also make it a good movie, but also have hero moments. And a lot of movies have one or the other. This movie has both. You get the emotion, you get the deep, well-written, character arcs and all that. But then you also get the hallway scene, and you also get the click. I'm Rocket Raccoon. And then he shoots him, and then they're tag teaming him. Oh! Thank you.
What'd you think of the fake face?
It was fine. The one funny thing I thought about it was I saw a comment on TikTok or something that was like, this whole time Star-Lord's been saying that it's not a trap, it's a face-off, and then they literally rip his face off.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. But
well, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
How about the Groot reveal that he's got all those guns? So we knew that was going to happen because of the trailer moment. So when
I hadn't seen that.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
When he said, you know what to do with these? I saw that in a trailer and I was like, oh, like what the does that mean?
Yeah.
But like when they buzz him, I'm like, oh, he's going to come. He's going to have like 1 million guns. That was fucking awesome.
What about...
That was my favorite action scene of the movie.
Yeah, where they're... Boo, doo, doo, doo.
Amazing.
So good.
So good.
What about the... What do you think about Marvel's first F-bomb?
Yeah, it was really funny in context.
Yep.
I was like super impressed.
Yep.
Open the door was hilarious.
And the whole inside the house scene with Drax laying down and being told to sit up. I thought that was pretty funny too.
All the weird language things were funny, even though they're a little universe break here.
Yeah.
Because in Captain Marvel, she's like, is my universal translator on? And that's kind of, it's implied that that's all the space movies. They all have that.
Oh, right.
That Gamora and Chris Pratt aren't speaking the same language. They just have those.
Oh, gotcha.
That's kind of implied in Captain Marvel that this movie kind of breaks that, but all of the language barrier stuff was hysterical.
Yeah. I thought it was a funny line.
So let's wrap this up with the only thing I'll let you guys know what my score is by next episode. I'm going to have to watch it again. But it's an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
You're satisfactory with that. Yeah. I think I do like it better than Endgame.
That's fair. What about WandaVision? How about we just watch it again and then we'll decide?
Yeah. I think I like WandaVision better.
You might.
But I think I like this better than Homecoming, which I also like better than Endgame.
Here are the things that I put above this. Ready? Infinity War. No Way Home, The First Avengers, Winter Soldier, And then all of these are like maybes. Civil War, Endgame, the first Iron Man, the first Guardians. That's it.
Yeah.
And some of those are toss-ups now.
Yeah.
I will be honest, I have downloaded some of the songs from the movie, and I have been listening to them.
I definitely like the first Guardians better than this.
Okay.
I think that's no question for me.
That's
The
fine.
no-brainers for me, Infinity War, Civil War, No Way Home, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, Guardians 1, Avengers 1. Those are all no-brainers for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then where it gets
Except
iffy
Ragnarok.
is Loki, WandaVision,
Shows, yeah,
Endgame. Those are in the conversation with this. But this
First
was,
Iron Man isn't up there for you?
No, I think the first Iron Man's a 7 out of 10 for me. I like it about as much as I like Miss Marvel.
I am 10 out of 10 excited for DC.
There we go. Great. Because this is exactly what I've been trying to transition towards the whole time. Yes. And did you see his tweet? Somebody tweeted at him and said, is there anybody in Guardians 3
said,
that
yeah.
will be in Superman Legacy? I got a theory for you.
Uh-oh.
Will Poulter, Jimmy Olsen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that fan casting. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Yeah. Give it to us.
So he's Aldana Lois Lane? Did you see that one?
No, I did not.
She's a little older. She's just like, if he's going to be 25, it doesn't work.
Right.
She's a little too old. But otherwise, she'd be great.
Yeah.
But yes.
Because this movie, remember one of my main critiques being, I wasn't sure. All I've seen from him is a ragtag team of weird comedy movies.
That's kind of what this is. But
It is, but
it's got heart.
But it proves that he can do heart. If he does a movie like this with any DC character,
when it's the 4 weird monsters in their cages and they're all laying down and they're talking about the sky, I literally turned to Rachel, who's bawling her eyes out the whole movie. Literally turned to Rachel and I was like, he's going to make the greatest Superman movie of all time. Just when they're talking about the sky. I mean, did he do a great job or what? Just a spectacular movie. Love him. I do think, I can't decide. I definitely like Guardians 1 better. I don't know if I like this better than the Suicide Squad. I probably do.
I do too.
I really loved the Suicide Squad, though.
I did too.
I liked it, I think, more than you. But yeah, definitely.
Another example of him taking some random weird character like Polka Dot Man and giving them something that's small and good, like, that's your mom, and making it enjoyable. It's so crazy.
He's so good.
Yeah.
He's so good.
If he could do that for Polka Dot Man and Mantis, he can do it for Superman.
I said this on the drive home from the movie. She was like, Rachel was like, well, now I'm excited for DC. And I was like, we have given this man the greatest characters in fiction. Like, DC's characters compared to the Marvel characters in the MCU that he's been working with, it's night and day. The rich histories of these characters, I mean, he's just going to be the best. I couldn't be more excited.
What was Lila's last word?
The sky.
Sky.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm so good.
All right. Give me a hug. That made me so happy.
You know what? We liked it so much. Yeah.
Boom.
We got a poster, so we'll be hanging this up
This will be
somewhere.
on the set.
I don't know where yet, but we're going to put this up. Thank you, IMAX.
That's our Guardians review. Time to do most likely. You're going to read a statement of who's most likely, and we're going to argue about who we think is more likely to do said thing.
Correct. You ready?
Button.
What are we at?
3, 2, 1.
Eve. Eve from WALL-E.
Flynn Rider. Button.
Gargantuan.
Who's that?
It's a
Pokemon.
DC character.
Oh. All right. Move along. Hercules. Oh,
Dude.
it was getting hard. Go.
All right.
Most likely to.
Who's more likely to be a professional athlete? I have an answer for this. I think it's you.
Me.
Because you are better at basketball than I am at any individual sport without question. Like you
Also ping pong.
Oh, definitely. So ping pong, you've got a real chance there.
Yep.
Here's the thing though. Your size versus mine, I'm really skinny, but like I have the intangible of height that like if I could gain the weight, which I think I could if I was on like a nutrition plan and everything, I could have the build of a traditional professional athlete as to where you don't. So that's
you have the height,
the one contention I have for that. All right, who's more likely to replace Amber Heard as Jason Momoa's love interest in Aquaman 2? Amber Heard, apparently. I wrote this before she was announced that she's in Aquaman 2.
She should be replaced by one of
me or
us.
You. So who are you thinking?
Me?
Yeah, I think so too.
Why?
I'm a little jealous.
Why?
You're just more of a lesbian. You're more of a woman. That's
you want to expound on that?
You were a woman in the murder mystery dinner party.
That's true. I was also a piece of crap human. By making fun.
Who's more likely to be a stand-up comedian?
Oh gosh. 3, 2, 1. You.
I suppose, but you don't think I'm funny.
I don't think you're as funny as you claim to be.
Yeah, nobody in the house thinks I'm funny. It's ridiculous. All right.
I think you have the balls to do it though, which is why.
Oh, you don't have the balls to do it?
No, probably not.
Oh, I could do stand-up, no stress.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I learn something new every day.
You would never get a Netflix special though.
Probably not, but I would get like an Amazon Prime special.
Maybe.
Who's more likely to marry an actress?
3, 2, 1.
You.
Me.
Yeah, I agree.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Could you marry a woman? One of my dear friends could never marry an actress because he couldn't, like, let alone, like, he wouldn't let his wife do OnlyFans, which is something I have no problem with. I have no problem marrying somebody that did OnlyFans. He couldn't marry, like, a Sydney Sweeney who's, like, naked in Euphoria.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, I'd have no problem with that.
Right.
But he can't marry, like, Rachel McAdams in The Notebook. Like, he's like, I don't want other people to be rooting for other people to be with my wife.
Oh, interesting.
And he's like, I couldn't do it.
Who is this?
This is John.
Oh, wow. John's got some standards.
Yeah. His current girlfriend, actress.
She banging anybody? Bum, bum, bum.
She's just not very successful.
But she might in the future. If someone hires her and is like, hey, you have to replace Amber Heard
in
Aquaman.
Jason
you
Momoa.
gotta bang Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
They're breaking up.
Probably. If he's not a weak-willed man. And he stands by his standards.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with any of that, but I'm just currently in a relationship, so I assume I'm going to marry Rachel.
Yeah.
All right.
I cannot focus because the entire time I've trying to think of a character that starts with I.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody either. Fuck you.
So rude. Okay.
I've got one.
Jason Momoa.
Jiminy Cricket. Who's more likely to get hilariously good at checkers?
3, 2, 1. You.
Yeah, I think so too.
Just because you play Monopoly so much.
Oh, I love Monopoly. I play once a day.
But I'm the board game guy, so this is a toss-up.
It's tough. I would like to be hilariously good at checkers. That'd be funny.
I've played chess before. I'm super into Catan.
Are you good at chess? I would love to play you in chess. We'll
do that on the Patreon.
We should do a game of chess on the Patreon.
Speaking of, we've got to plug the Patreon at the beginning of every episode.
Okay, we're plugging the Patreon.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna cut this and put it at the beginning of the episode.
No, don't cut this. This is so organic. Patreon.
Yeah.
$10 a month, you get an extra episode a week. That's $2.50 an episode. What are you doing to me?
I'm reading your thing. There's a bad word on your laptop.
Yeah, f them picks. Les Snead, baby. Go Rams. Who's more likely to wear a hat?
3, 2, 1. You.
I think you're more of a hat guy. Use whatever. Who's more likely to use whatever internet? I was joking, obviously.
Who's more likely to wear a Spider-Man hoodie? 3, 2, 1. You.
Obviously, yeah. Yeah, ridiculous, right? Stupid, dumb. I don't know. Somebody's gonna laugh at that.
Hence him not being a stand-up comedian.
Who's more likely to use whatever internet celebrity you might have to get stuff for free?
Unbelievably you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't do it more. The amount of stuff that gets sent to this house for him, and he's like, oh, this is cool. He could get whatever he wants, and he doesn't. Who's more likely to chop down a tree? You.
Why?
You hated on trees last episode.
I did not hate on trees.
Yeah, you said they're properly rated. Underrated. You're chopping down that tree.
No.
Who's more likely to cry at a commercial? I have a dead answer for this.
3, 2, 1, you.
Me. I cry at a ton of commercials. There's a Larry Fitzgerald commercial where he still has the voice memo. Like, he calls his mom, and it's a Phoenix University commercial, and he calls his mom to tell her on her deathbed, she said, "Promise me, Larry, that you'll go back to college." Even though he's like one of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history, and it's a Phoenix University commercial, and he's calling his mom, and you hear her voice leave a message, and he's like, "Hey, Mom, I made it. I did it. I went to college. I got my degree for you."
Does it leave a message because she was dead?
What?
You said leave a message.
Like, it's her voice. Like, he calls her phone.
Right, and it says leave a message. Is it because she's...
Yeah, because she didn't answer because she's dead.
Oh.
So he's calling his mom's phone, but she's dead, and he's like, "Hey, Mom,
I thought she was still alive.
I did it." No, she's dead. It's so sad. Oh my! I bawled my eye. That was like an NFL.
Is that the last time you cried?
No, I cry way more. Like I
You cried at the NFL draft yesterday.
I cried at the NFL draft yesterday. They brought out 3 families of these individuals from Virginia that tragically passed away that were absolutely going to get drafted. And Roger Goodell comes out and he goes, "This family, the NFL drafts you," and one by one. And they took the pictures with the jerseys, and it was their hometown uniform. Like so one of them was from Miami. One of them was from Jacksonville. So they had Jaguars jerseys and Dolphins jerseys. I was bawling my eyes out yesterday.
I'd still rather watch that.
You're the f***ing worst.
I'm just kidding.
All right, here's a good one.
Okay.
Who's more likely to dislike a movie for one weird and completely insignificant reason? I have a clear answer.
You. Absolutely not.
You.
Not true.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That is one example that you have, and I've explained that ad nauseum why it's not just a flip of the hat, just random thing. You don't like stuff because there's a CGI battle at the end, which is
much
not
bigger.
This is not as big.
Much bigger part of the movie is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
You cannot say Shang-Chi fighting a CGI dragon, which is cool, which happens in many movies where there's a villain throughout, and they fight that villain, and then there's also secondary villain.
The other
that happens all the time.
In
and
Suicide
in Deathly
Squad
Hallows Part 2.
No, you're
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Deathly Hallows Part 2 is the ending.
He still kills Voldemort.
Dude,
he still kills Voldemort.
No, you're being stupid. It's not little. It is the ending of one of the biggest franchises of all time, and it ended that way in a very specific reason, for a very specific way, for a very specific reason. There is not that example in Shang-Chi. It's as if Shang-Chi had 7 books, and we've been watching Shang-Chi for 10 years, and it ended in one specific way for a very specific reason, and then they effed it up. The fact that you think that's even close to the same thing is ridiculous.
You're talking out of your ass. That was the one.
Button.
Where are we at? Jay? I don't know. Aunt Jemima.
No. Where's your freaking thing? I'm going to throw your freaking... Give me this. It was K.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Killmonger. Who's more likely to buy a Nissan Rogue for a promotional Star Wars helmet? Gross.
3, 2, 1, you.
Me. I was this close.
I don't even know what that is.
Nissan Rogue. It's like a Nissan car, and for Rogue One, they said if you buy the car, we're gonna give you a helmet. And I almost bought the car.
Oh, you have to buy a whole car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it was a really cool helmet. Who's more likely to kick? Who's more likely? There you go. You're welcome.
What are you saying, Alex?
Yeah.
You're perfect.
Who's more likely to cook a killer meal for a group of 6? You.
Me.
I can't cook for my life.
You have lived here since January.
Yeah.
It is now April, the end of April.
Yeah, I don't think I've cooked a single thing.
I have not seen you make a single thing except cereal.
You're right. I haven't. I haven't.
That is impressively bad.
I'm sorry. At least I got the budget.
It's true.
Who's more likely to mistake a very hated Spider-Man series for a beloved Spider-Man series and get murdered on the internet for it?
That would be me.
Yeah, it would. All right, who's more likely to get a Disney annual pass?
Me.
You.
Yeah.
You've done it before.
I've done it many
I have
times.
not. I don't go enough. Who's more likely to watch the Mutant Mayhem trailer with a smile on your face? Me. Because
Right, because your comedy sucks.
No, because that movie looks great, and I'm so excited.
That's not a
for
good
it.
example of your comedy sucking. It's just
Who's more likely to sell their soul?
you.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure you already have.
That's interesting. That would explain a lot.
It would explain a lot.
Who's more likely to wear the pants in a relationship?
Me.
No way.
Me.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes way.
No way. Is this
Absolutely.
a relationship that we are together? Because if so, there's no way you're f***ing me.
First of all, how did you...
Yeah, I probably took a couple steps
You
too
jumped.
forward there. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple stairs and you stepped over them.
No.
We went from pants in the relationship to
Yeah.
us having
We're
sex.
just going to move on.
Okay.
Who's more likely to have a non-traditional pet? I.e. zebra.
Me.
Really?
Absolutely. Freaking give me a monkey, dude. What are you
Yeah,
talking
but I
about?
would totally have an aardvark.
I'd take an
I'd also have a giraffe and a horse. A horse is kind of a traditional pet. Though.
Keep yourself as a pet. That's weird.
Rude. Who's more likely to get a perfect score on the SAT?
Me.
No way. No way. What'd you get on the SAT?
I didn't take the SAT, but I took the ACT.
What'd you get?
33.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, it's out of 36.
Yeah. No, that's
What'd you
incredible.
get?
I got a 1460 out of 1600. Also very good. Like, we're both in the top 1%.
What does that convert to in an ACT?
I'll tell you right now.
Ooh.
I used to know the conversion by heart. I tutored. I SAT tutored.
1460 to ACT. Let's see it. Once and for all. Who's the smarter host? Yeah! Beat him by a point!
That's crazy.
It's if you hadn't watched Cars 2, you probably still have some brain cells left and you would have gotten a 33.
That's crazy. Would you retake the SAT and or ACT
Right now?
like in like a month if the Patreon asked for it?
Yeah, if we get to 20,000 patrons.
Obnoxious. We barely have that on TikTok. We don't have that anywhere else. Who is more likely to hit a woman? No way.
Absolutely.
You hit way more things than I do.
Things. Objects.
I don't.
Are you saying women are
No,
objects?
but I don't hit anything. Period.
You said I hit things, objects, and then you said I was more likely to hit women. Ergo, you just called women objects, and you're a misogynistic piece of crap. So that means you're more likely to. I get mad at things. I never get mad at people.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. I could give you 50 examples.
Arguing about movies is not the
Yeah,
same
you
as
just
actually.
yelled at me.
Yeah, but I didn't hit you. I threw a pin at you. But
Throw
that's
a pen
different.
at me.
You're not a woman.
I have thrown a pen at you.
Yeah, and that was a real throw, and you hit me in the face, and it was over a game.
It was frustrating. All right. Yeah, I'm done with who's more likely. That was fun.
It looked like you were going for a.
I wasn't. I was just like,
Button.
what are we on? J. Oh no. K. Craven the Hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got. You want to answer some fan questions?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who shall start? Me. Oh. Checking on. Anything?
How's the thing done here?
The thing down here is great. He's talking about my penis.
Okay.
He's every day he's asking me.
Oh,
how
we're
it is.
starting off hot. Do you think it's a mistake to have Damian Wayne? Also, these are all from the Discord, actually. No, they're probably
Join the Discord.
DMs and stuff. Message us, ask us questions, whatever. We will answer them on the pod eventually. Do you think it's a mistake to have Damian Wayne as the Robin in Batman: The Brave and the Bold? I do not. I do.
I do.
I know you do.
I really feel like just disagreeing with everything you say. This
Perfect.
episode.
Your turn.
But I think that's stupid.
I know you feel that way.
To start with it like that. Thoughts on the Harry Potter reboot? Potential to be even better, or just a cash grab and could mess it up?
I have a very strong opinion on this. Do you?
I do. Ready?
All right, let's hear it.
I think it's stupid.
You serious?
Yes, I'm serious. We just had Harry Potter. No one's over the last Harry Potter.
Yeah, but they tried Fantastic Beasts. It didn't work well. Go back to what works. And you are the book guy. You're the guy that's like, they ruined the ending. They have a chance to do it right by the books. These are going to be like, they're probably going to be like 7 episodes, an hour each.
When have they ever not messed it up? They're going to mess it up. They're gonna mess stuff up. It's a potential to be worse. I like the Fantastic Beast. The first one did really, really well. There's plenty of Harry Potter lore to explore without trying to recast and redo something that happened within the last 10 or 20 years.
I've been telling them to make 6 or 7 hour Harry Potter movies for forever and just do everything in the books.
When people see
now you can do it with
when
a
people
TV
think
show.
about Harry Potter, Ron, Hagrid, they're gonna view the people that we just saw. All these remakes that we've had are going from animated to live action, so it's giving us something new. But all the like Disney movies and
this
like
is
Jurassic,
giving us something new. They're going to be able to do everything.
Yeah, but it's based on the same books. It's the same basic story. Jurassic Park, they give us Jurassic World, but it's a continuation. The Disney stuff is animated to live action, and they're doing movies that are 1990s and before. Like, we've had enough time.
We're gonna get Peeves. We're gonna get like Harry Potter characters.
Yeah, that's super cool.
We're never going to get to see.
I think if they did like offshoot episodes of like Harry Potter from other people's perspectives or other stuff, I think it'd be cool. But
I'm thrilled about
redoing the same
this is
story
exactly
following
what I
Harry
wanted.
Potter is stupid.
No, the Harry Potter. This announcement was the best thing Harry Potter could have done. The more iconic animated franchise, Shrek or Toy Story? Shrek.
Probably, but I like Toy Story better. Woody's pretty iconic.
I think Toy Story is better, but Shrek is more iconic.
Fair enough. Whose climax was better, Wolverine and Logan or Caesar in War of the Planet of the Apes? You got one? 3, 2, 1. Logan. They're both so good, though.
I like
Clink
War.
me.
I like War for the Planet of the Apes
Clink.
better, but like...
I think just the way she took that cross and makes it an X.
Oh my god.
Dude, can't beat that. Can't beat it.
Oh,
Can't.
I love that movie.
I'm so good.
What's y'all's opinion on celebrities appearing more and more in comic book and sci-fi movies and TV, like Harry Styles in the MCU and Lizzo in Mando? Lizzo and Mando I didn't have as big of a problem with it as everybody else did. I love Harry Styles in Eternals, but that's for a different reason.
I think if it's done well, it's fine.
If it's done well, it's fine. Like, you guys got to consider there are a bunch of examples of, like, celebrities showing up and stuff, and then, that now you're used to that celebrity.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Lizzo Jack Black thing is a stretch from what I've seen, kind of stupid. But like Harry Styles fits that character. It feels like they kind of just like shoehorned in Lizzo and Jack Black as like its purpose was a cameo, but Harry Styles is actually good for that character.
Yeah, I'm
There's a
with
difference.
you there. I think that's a clear difference, but I don't think like Lizzo was in that Hustlers movie. Lizzo's been doing acting for a little bit now. And what, do you want her to be a main character? She was going to be in Star Wars. She asked to be.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of weird. You need to start ranking my burps.
They're disgusting.
What was that? Out of 10?
0, because I hate you. That was definitely a 0.
That was a 0. What is a live action remake you'd want the least? I'd physically vomit if they remade Back to the Future. That's a pretty good answer. Leave that one alone. I was thinking through it, like they already did Jurassic Park. I'm like thinking through 80s movies, like they did Terminator. They did. I'd be fine if they redid a Jaws movie. Just make another shark movie. I'm trying to think.
Jaws could be fun.
Yeah. What's like a good classic?
Don't touch Shawshank.
Yeah, but those aren't. They're not going to do that.
I could.
Like they're not going to do.
I would like a Citizen Kane remake. That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't remember if they've talked about it, but question. Have you guys seen the show Invincible? If so, what are your thoughts about it, and what do you hope to see in the future?
Absolutely.
There are maybe 10 movies I've ever given 10 out of 10 5 stars to. There are 7 shows. Freaks and Geeks, Haunting of Hill House.
Stranger Things.
No. Invincible is one of those. Invincible is
That's fair.
brilliant.
It's brilliant.
I did not read the omnibus,
I didn't.
whatever. I did not read it. I'm thrilled I didn't read it because I'm not going to read it. I'm just
Me
gonna
neither.
let the show come out. I can't wait to be
Every
surprised.
episode was great. I mean, the ending of the first episode was just.
I obviously had that spoiled for me
Crazy.
because it was like the memes and everything like that.
No, I did
also
too.
didn't see that show for 2 years. I just saw it like 6 months ago.
It's
I
really
was
good.
floored. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
Shout out Stephen Young also.
What's something that makes you super sad?
Commercials.
What's something that makes you super happy aside from fans?
The NFL draft.
What's something that gets you horny aside from horses and Finn McMissile?
Giraffes.
All right.
What's your guys' life goal?
It's a big one.
I'd like to own the Marlins. I'm kind of not serious, but I kind of am. I think I could turn that franchise around.
All right. Mine is
You want to make content?
yeah, I'm doing it. What's something from the MCU that wasn't an adaptation from the comics that you guys enjoyed?
I've got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Civil War. They do. It's completely different. Zemo is completely different. Everything is completely different.
I like the comics
about
better
Civil War.
though.
You like the Civil War comic better than the Civil War movie? You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah.
No. So what about you? I mean, the Guardians. They're all different.
Yeah. I guess the first Guardians, because no one cared about the
No,
Guardians.
but they're all
before them.
different too. Like the original Guardians of the Galaxy team, the only one that's in.
Well, the original Avengers is way different
Also
too.
true.
But they swap out a lot.
The MCU has done a lot that isn't comic accurate, and it's been really good for the most part.
You.
Alex, we've heard many times that your least favorite movie is Man of Steel. But what is the worst movie you've ever seen? Fant Four Stick is up there. I lean towards The Last Airbender because it's such a bad portrayal of that universe and everything like that. But more importantly, it was the first movie when I was like 9 in the theaters watching it being like, oh, this is a bad movie. You know, you go to the theater when you're a 10-year-old, 9-year-old.
And everything's good.
Everything's the best movie you've ever seen. That was the first one that I walked out and I was like, oh, that was a bad movie. So that one's up there.
Question for Mr. Waffel. Let's say you and Alex were trapped on a deserted island with no way of help for days. Alex then, out of nowhere, gets bit on the tip of his penis by a very poisonous snake. This snake's venom kills you within minutes. What do you choose? Either you suck out the venom to save your friend, or do you watch as he dies a very painful death from the tip bite? What would you choose? So in this scenario, I would be looking at your penis that's probably swelling up from venom.
Lord knows it's big enough.
If I saw that and had to make this choice, I would probably grab the snake and make it bite me too. So because I don't think I could live with that image in my head.
Yeah, I'd kill you too.
Yeah.
Andrew, The Dark Knight Rises or TASM 1? You're on thin ice with me, baby.
Okay. The Dark Knight Rises is a better movie. What?
TASM 1.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises is a better movie. For straight enjoyment, I might say Amazing Spider-Man, but overall, I'll probably say The Dark Knight Rises. But I've only seen that once, like 10 years ago.
You only seen TASM 1 or Dark Knight Rises 1?
No, Dark Knight Rises.
Dude, you gotta rewatch it. It's so good.
It's so not. Which superhero team is better? Justice League, Avengers, X-Men, or Fantastic Four? Overall,
X-Men.
Justice League. X-Men's a close second.
Sure.
But I could make an argument for all 4 of these, actually.
I'm a big Fantastic Four guy.
Yeah.
But they've just been done so terribly in live action that I don't even know if we'll ever get a good one. And the Avengers were the C team until the movies, and the movies are great, but yeah. Thoughts on Solo: A Star Wars Story? It's the only movie I haven't heard your opinions on.
Solo?
I think it's so fun.
Yeah,
My
it's really
main
good.
issue, it's a tad forgettable. And that's like exactly what a Star Wars movie shouldn't be.
Okay.
I do think it's fun, though.
No. I like it. Just finished Wakanda Forever and wanted to know what are your thoughts on Ironheart and Okoye and Aneka? Maybe
Anika?
you mean Anika? Who's that?
She's Okoye's lesbian lover.
Ew. Okay. Having the Midnight Angel suits.
That's a comics thing. It is comic accurate, the blue with the dreads and everything like that. I just think it looks weird in the comics, but kind of cool in the comics. I think it looks bad and goofy in live action. Ironheart, Riri Williams, she was a welcome addition to that movie. I thought she was fun. I thought that suit looked awful.
Oh, it looked terrible.
I thought that suit looked awful. So not great.
Not great.
For Alex, is Man of Steel a terrible movie, or is it just a terrible Superman movie? Personally, I like it. Well, personally, I think you're dumb. I think it's a bad movie, on top of being a terrible Superman movie. But it's not like the worst movie in the world.
Yeah.
But it is my least favorite.
Would you rather... Read it. Just read it. Read it. Don't think about it. Read it.
Oh. Would you rather watch a tree grow or a Negro?
They got you. Next.
Probably a tree.
Probably a tree. You're a big tree guy.
Favorite Disney couple?
It's hard to beat Flynn and Rapunzel. I think their scene with the lights is really.
Belle and Beast.
Because you're into bestiality. You're into the horse porn thing. Yeah. Best opening scene in the MCU. Age of Ultron is slept on. Age of Ultron is great. That's the one time in the entire MCU we get the entire Avengers doing Avengers things together. In the first Avengers, we're just getting together and we're fighting. We get them at the end, right? But the whole movie they're fighting, and then for the rest of Age of Ultron, like we're all different places, and then we kind of come back together at the end. Infinity War, we're all split. Endgame, blah blah blah. Like that is like one time like them officially as a team doing something on a mission, and I really like that.
Pretty good. It's pretty hard to argue with you. I really like the Endgame opening scene, which is Clint losing his family. I think really sets the tone for that movie.
Bro, that was crazy.
Because it didn't have the anything. It came up and it was Clint. I remember like in the theater and everybody went, whoa.
And they talk about putting mayo on a hot dog, and I was like, yes.
Yeah, gross.
Not gross.
Alex, what's your favorite Star Wars prequel movie? Revenge of the Sith.
Good. Please talk about Mando Season 3. I haven't seen it. Should I?
That's why we haven't talked about it, is because you haven't seen it. You know, I think it's fun. I think people are being a little too hard on it. Everybody that is hating on it for being too much filler, clearly you must not be fans of Clone Wars or Bad Batch. All Star Wars television has a lot of filler. Season 1 and Season 2 have plenty of filler for Mando.
Do you rank the seasons?
1, 2, 3. Okay. But the gap is 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
there's a huge gap, 100%. But people are like, "Oh, this was a bad season." It's fun.
Okay. You?
Andrew, what are tips for memorizing movies? I could also give tips because I think I have most of New Hope memorized.
Yeah, so I've done this. I've made YouTube videos of me quoting all of the Avengers and all of Infinity War from memory, and I memorized a solid bit of No Way Home before I moved on to something else. So what I do is I basically have the movie running 24/7. So like I had it in my brain. I was like, okay, I'm gonna memorize all of the Avengers because basically I had watched it so many times. I watched it through and I was almost quoting every single thing. So then I basically just. Whenever I was home, I'd have it on. I'd be watching it or have it on in the background. I also download the entire script onto my phone. So anytime I am going somewhere and I'm not driving, I was just reading the script. So I'm constantly reading the script. I'm constantly hearing the movie. And then it took me like a month or two, and I eventually got all of it. And then I would just practice it by scenes.
Wow. I just have seen New Hope a lot, and it's also the most iconic movie of all time. So it's... You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? Should I have? It's the ship that made the capsule run in 12 parsecs.
What's your goal for this year as a podcast?
That's a good question. What's your goal? I would like to, certainly by the end of the year, like to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and 1 million on TikTok. And then I'll shave my head.
I'd like to continue with the community that was created. I don't want to lose that, and I don't think we will. So that's number 1 goal. Number 2 goal is be able to live off of it. That'd be cool.
It'd be cool for it to be our full-time job. Who do you think will die in Guardians 3? We just watched it. No, we didn't. What are you doing to me?
Well, we reviewed it at the beginning of this episode.
So we already know the answer to that. So
we'll skip it. Last one. Least favorite MCU characters.
Oh, Aquafina.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that. I watched Crazy Rich Asians.
She's not awful in it.
Yeah, but I don't want to insult her even
She's
more.
awful in it, but she's not like the worst thing in the world in it. She's not as bad as she is in Shang-Chi.
I was really enjoying the movie, and then the scenes that she was in, I just enjoyed way less. Like she just constantly is talking, and
so unlikable.
But sometimes she'll say some stuff that's really, really funny. But it's like every 8th thing she says. When she's going through the gate. She says something when she arrives at the house that like made me laugh out loud. But the rest of the time, I don't know. It's just not for me. And I didn't think she was bad in Renfield. There are a couple scenes where I was like, stop it. But she's not bad. Anyways.
Fun fan segment. Not as long as the last one.
Nope.
Skadoosh. That was dramatic.
Button.
I don't know where we are. It's been hours. We're not going to lie to y'all. We ran out of batteries.
Yeah, we had to stop.
I'm really exhausted now. I'm in a bad mood.
Give me your thing.
Oh, sorry. What are we on?
I think we were on M.
Miss Marvel.
Give it to me.
No.
I'm going to break it.
No, you can't break it. No, Miss Marvel.
Nightcrawler.
I was going to go Nakia. Nightcrawler's a good pick.
All right. Shark Tank?
Shark Tank and trivia.
Let's do trivia and with Shark Tank.
Let's do
it. Hey. Energy.
Okay, here we go.
Give me my pen back.
All right. I don't have a punishment for you.
Cool. I love it when you don't have punishments for me.
You
could just give me a reward every time I get one right.
No.
Give me a pat on the head.
Star Wars trivia. That's no.
Give me a little pat.
No, you're not a dog. All right.
But it will make me feel accomplished.
No, Star Wars trivia. Let's do this. I'm so tired.
I'm gonna pat myself on the head. Why are you tired?
Because I'm over it and I'm hungry as shit.
We got 2 more episodes, Bubba.
I know. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna order food.
No, not on the pod. You're not. Put the phone down. Put the phone down.
No. Okay. All right.
It is a sad thing that I was afraid that you were going to pull up porn. Can you sit down? What are you doing? Can you be professional for 5 seconds? You are not eating on the pod. You're not eating peeps on the pod. You're not eating peeps on the pod. Button. Nope. I was gonna let you if you. Nope. Give it to me. Give him.
Octavia Spencer.
Nope. Here. Dude. Give me the freaking peeps, dude. You're not eating peeps on the pod.
I'm hungry.
Fine. I want to try one. I haven't had peeps in a while. Thank you.
Gross. That was disgusting. Get away from me. We're doing trivia.
Dude, don't, stop. You're shoving your face up with peeps right now. I can't handle it.
Here we go. What?
I will not edit this episode. This episode will never see the light of day.
Patreon.
Give it to me. Give them to me. Give them both to me.
No.
Give them both to me right now.
No. What species is Cad Bane? I have options for you.
Swallow.
What species is Cad Bane?
I hope you know you just crossed a line.
Great.
And it's going to come back to bite you.
Duros,
Trandoshan.
Beak, or Cleek?
Trandoshan.
Wrong. Trandoshan is Bosk. He's a Duros. I thought I'd get you with Beak and Cleek. What James Bond actor plays a stormtrooper in Force Awakens?
Daniel Craig.
Correct. General Veers is a character in The Empire Strikes Back. Does he die?
No.
Correct. Who does Sam Witwer play in Star Wars?
No idea.
Really? You had two options.
Okay.
You actually got more, but he's Starkiller in The Force Unleashed, but he is Darth Maul.
Really? What's his name?
Sam Witwer. He's Darth Maul's voice in Clone Wars. He's a national treasure.
Oh, I thought it was...
You're thinking of Ray Park.
Yeah. Ray Park, I know. I saw him in person one time.
That's cool. He doesn't do the voice, though. That's Peter Serafinowicz. Alas, we will have revenge. Isn't Ray Park.
Oh.
But then the voice is Sam Witwer in the Clone Wars. I was hoping for
Kenobi.
Why are you here? He's so good. When did the first Star Wars movie come out? What year?
1967.
No, 77.
Frick. I should have known that.
Off.
Yeah, I knew it was...
Who blows up the second Death Star?
Lando?
Yeah. Is Chewbacca naked? This is kind of an opinion question.
Yes.
I think so too, but all of the Wookiees are kind of naked, but the Ewoks have clothes.
Yeah.
So I think he is naked.
Yeah, it's definitely
Tell us
naked.
in the comments.
Yeah, is Chewbacca naked?
Who married Wedge Antilles? Do you even have a guess?
No.
Me neither.
You don't know?
No, of course not. Who the fuck married Wedge Antilles? I don't know. The best thing I know about Wedge Antilles is that he's Ewan McGregor's uncle.
Why did you ask it?
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd know.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Who kills Princess Leia?
No one.
Yeah, she kind of kills herself.
Yeah, she just she pulled a mom. She pulled a her mom. She pulled a Padme. She was just like, I'm kind of done.
Who killed Luke?
No one.
He kind of killed himself.
Yeah, he kind of just doesn't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
They're all kind of just like floating away, except Han.
What was Darth Vader's favorite food?
Probably a nice good cheeseburger.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. Or maybe he really likes smoothies because he can't like.
I was just thinking that. How can
Maybe he can like suck it through the vent. He probably has everything like blended up and then just.
That sounds like a miserable life.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you jump on Obi-Wan when he has the high ground. You have to sip through a straw for the rest of your life.
All right, trivia's done.
Do you think who would win in a lightsaber battle, you or me? There's a correct answer.
You think you? Have you done training and shit? Oh yeah, I've none of the
I fought
training.
Dr. Maul. Okay.
Oh, you did one of those at the Disney?
Oh yeah.
That's fire.
And he singled me out. This is a great story
Let's hear it.
because I was so into it.
Get away from me! I still got it. No!
No, you have more?